Hello guys, I am Huda Khan with Karam. Today we will tell and show you the 19 cheapest countries to visit in Africa. If you are new on or able one on our channel, please subscribe our channel, press the bell icon and notification all, and also press the like button for this act of kindness. We will appreciate and say thank you. Africa is that one place in the world giving you an opportunity like no other to see the world differently while on a budget. There is so much to do in the Africa. From the cuisine to culture, history and to the well-known safaris. All of this for affordable rates. See, Africa Today brings you low-budget countries you can visit in Africa. Number 1. Egypt. Egypt is among the cheap places in Africa to visit. Even on a tight budget, it serves you right. Its popularity shouldn't scare you. A visit to the Giza Pyramid should be on your bucket list. The Giza Pyramid complex in Egypt has developed into the world's most popular tourist destination. So many people are interested in learning more about the origins and mystique of the renowned architectural creations. The still-standing Egyptian pyramid's clever architectural design is remarkable and deserves more acclaim than it has garnered over time. It is astounding that such a feat of engineering has survived 4,500 years. Number 2. Rwanda. Kigali is simple to get around in on a budget when compared to other African cities. The gorilla trekking excursions in Volcanoes National Park are a favorite among visitors to Rwanda. However, the cost of those tours may easily reach $750 or higher. According to TripAdvisor, there are some less expensive trips that you may obtain for as little as $240. Number 3. Tanzania. Zanzibar is among the cheap places in Africa to visit. It is originally supposed to be one of those once-in-a-lifetime vacations that were only available to the wealthy. The island is a stunning destination and a once-in-a-lifetime experience. If you choose the proper time to go, you can acquire a round-trip ticket for far less than the typical cost of $1,500. On many levels, hotels in Zanzibar are unrivaled. You should absolutely travel to the island because it offers a complete vacation experience. It offers charming seaside communities, some of East Africa's top dive sites, and your typical hotels. Whatever kind of lodging you want, Zanzibar probably has it. Furthermore, even while spending the entire day at the beach may be relaxing, there are many other things you'll miss out on. Number 4. Kenya. Nairobi is one of the world's safari capitals with two faces. One is that there is a pricey side of the city yet an affordable one, on the other hand. Breakfast with giraffes, one of its signature experiences, starts at about $620 each night. Too much for a night? The good news is that you can choose other options, including going to Nairobi's National Park. You have a chance to see some of the most beautiful wildlife up close for $50 entrance price. Number 5. Zambia. Zambia is among the cheap places in Africa to visit. It is a superb destination with many unexplored places. A trip to Victoria Falls National Park, one of the most famous activities, costs $30 per person. Number 6. Ghana. It is inexpensive to visit the castle and other slave castles in Ghana's Cape Coast listed by UNESCO as World Heritage Sites. A student will pay $4 in entrance fees while adults will pay $7. These castles served as the starting point of the transatlantic slave trade where many African slaves were transported to North America. Entry prices are low, but be prepared for an emotional experience with your tour guide. Number 7. Ethiopia. Ethiopia's capital is one of the biggest cities in Africa, and it offers a wealth of attractions. A visit to the National Museum should kickstart your visit here. The museum's entrance cost is less than $1. It is home to early hominid remains. Lucy. Also, the country has artistic treasures and one of the best archaeological discoveries. Number 8. Morocco. Djamena El Fna Market is the best place to go if you want to learn about Moroccan culture. It is also among the cheap places in Africa to visit. How much you pay depends on what you intend to buy and experience, just like in any market. Number 9. Senegal. The beauty and vibrancy of the streets in Dakar is one thing that surprises you. It charms you just like a coastline does. Take a bus or a taxi to Ngor Island if you want a quick getaway from the bustle of Dakar. Your journey should only cost 2,500 CFA, or about $4, and take 15 minutes. Number 10. Namibia. Namibia's most magnificent feature, Sossusvlei, sits in the country's largest conservation area. It is a 5-hour drive from Windhoek. Number 11. Mozambique. Mozambique is a southeastern African country. One that shares a common border with South Africa. However, what most people know about Mozambique is that it is a poor country. However, people often forget that things are quite cheap in poor countries, otherwise the local people could not survive. People looking for cheap places to visit should look no further than Mozambique. It has an extensive coastline due to its strategic location on the eastern coast of the continent. The coast is also quite protected. On the other side of the coast is Madagascar, which is separated from the country by the body of water called the Mozambican Channel. Aside from the beaches, there are several nature reserves you can explore. And then the markets are also great. You can see the people in their true element. They are quite friendly, and although language may present a challenge, the people are quite patient. Number 12. Malawi. Malawi is a country which is also located in southeastern Africa. In fact, it has a common border with Mozambique listed above. However, this country is a lot smaller. It only has a land area of 118,434 square kilometers. However, that small land has plenty to offer in terms of sights to see, and experiences to be had. In fact, most of the sites are outdoor and in the open, which explains why they are not expensive. For example, there are prehistoric rock art sites, which people often visit to get a taste of the mankind's evolutionary journey so far. There are no beaches, but you can visit the riversides, the area around Lake Malawi. There are also 5 national parks in the country, and you can pay a small fee to go around, and to see the various types of plants and animals. Number 13. Benin. Benin Republic is another small West African country. They speak French in this country. Benin Republic shares a border with Nigeria. And Nigerians generally like to go there for shopping, to study, or just to have a good time. There is no doubt that this is a beautiful country to visit. For example, there are many beaches to visit. There is a distinct party atmosphere at these beaches, and although communication could be a problem, the people are friendly. The people of Benin Republic love to party, and they have so many clubs and discos scattered across the country that it is impossible make a pick on which ones to visit. In fact, the discos are present even in the rural areas, and the people congregate to party till dawn. Aside from the clubs and discos, the festivals in the country can be quite interesting, especially for anyone who is interested in African history or culture. For example, there is the Voodoo Festival which happens in January every year. Number 14. Côte d'Ivoire. Ivory Coast is one place that everyone must visit if given the chance. It is the best of both worlds, the best of the modern, Europe-like lifestyle, and at the same time the best of African culture. Ivory Coast is called the capital of French West Africa because this is where you can find French influences the most. For example, the nightlife is great. There are so many clubs and discos to attend, and then there is the ease of attending these parties. The capital city Abidjan never sleeps. People move about just as freely in nighttime as they do during the day. They have great beaches as well, and the amazing diversity in the people you see in the beaches of Ivory Coast make it all worth it. Of course you have to be prudent so you don't spend above your budget, but this is a great country to visit. Number 15. Cameroon. Cameroon is a country in Central Africa, one that is in many ways similar to Nigeria, Ghana, and Benin, all of which are in West Africa. Cameroon is a French-speaking country, and as the pattern goes, there is so much nighttime activity to be done in this country. Especially in the major cities of Yaoundé and Douala where prostitution is a serious problem. Aside from the nighttime activities, there are great beaches to see, and the people are also very friendly as with most other French-speaking African countries. There are some mountaintop villages to see as well. In fact, the mountains are some of the biggest attractions to this country. And then you can find many national parks where animals of different types live in peace. Number 16. Tunisia. And sticking with the North African theme, although moving slightly east, we come to Tunisia, another definite spot on any list of the cheapest countries to travel in Africa. Long a preferred package destination for many European travelers, Tunisia has sadly experienced a great amount of civil and political unrest in recent years that seriously put traditional tourists off. As such, the industry near collapsed, and despite peace and stability once again having been largely restored, Tunisia's travel title as a safe destination has not. While extremely unfortunate, this does mean travel to and within Tunisia is extremely cheap right now, and budget travelers can have an amazing time discovering this nation's beautiful landscapes and dazzling deserts. Cheap airline flights can be picked up from across Europe, or for those looking to cut their carbon footprints, boats to Sicily and Italy are an easy and short ride. Number 17. Sudan. And now we start on our journey south, as we move from Egypt overland into Sudan. Seriously rivaling Egypt for the title of the cheapest country to travel in Africa. If not the world, things in Sudan are insanely cheap. A sad reflection of the desperate economic situation that has engulfed the country. Buses in Sudan are amazingly comfortable and still crazy cheap, setting you back just a few dollars for rides that take several hours. There are also trains in the country, but as they cost much the same and are slower. Many people, myself included, come to see the amazing Nubian pyramids in Sudan, which are free to enter, lying semi-abandoned in the desert, and there's no need to take a tour. In fact, I didn't take any tours while in Sudan, saw everything independently and only spent money on food, coffee, water, guest houses, buses and the odd camel ride. Number 18. Uganda. And just next door to Kenya, is the equally amazing safari destination of Uganda, which is also one of the cheapest countries to travel in Africa, if you want to enjoy the amazing wildlife and landscapes. With similar pricing to Kenya in terms of accommodation, food and transport, it's once again the case that your budget will massively be determined by how many other activities, tours and adventures you undertake in this country, how long they last and of what travel style they are. The cheapest way to bag safaris to the most famous national parks in Uganda, such as Queen Elizabeth and Murchison River, is to head to the capital Kampala and arrange them from there. Although you need to be flexible on dates for this. Number 19. South Africa. And now we come to the last entry on this list and probably the most famous country to travel in on the continent, and that is the mighty South Africa. More economically developed than many of the other countries in this part of the world, I'm nevertheless including South Africa as one of the cheapest countries to travel in Africa. Because of its popularity, ease and brilliance as a backpacking, independent budget travel destination. Yes, tourism infrastructure in this country is well established and, as such, there's a huge competition over hostels, buses, activities and other tourism services that keep prices low. Thanks for watching. If you like our hard work, please give us a big thumbs up. Meet you soon in next video.